Let's go. Yeah.
Keep going.
Move.
Months ago, when the current president at that time said all churches should protest around the streets where their churches are, protesting against killings going on in Nigeria, particularly against Christians. On that day, on the Sunday that he said we should go out, I went out around the Butemeta. It was in the news. If you go into the archive, you see the television people. I think they came specially to cover me. And the focus on my placard. If I know a time like this will come, maybe I would have covered, I would have kept a video. On my placard, I wrote, "Every soul is precious to God." That's what's in my own placard, and I carried it myself. Every soul is precious to who? To God. Christian souls, Muslim souls, even enemy souls. That's what I believe then. That's what I believe now. Because every soul you kill, for whatever reason, you are robbing God, the one who created every soul for his pleasure. And until the president of Ghana says something about the evil that is going on, I will not be talking. What do you mean you will not be talking? I mean, I won't be talking to the people outside. There's nothing wrong in me talking to my own children.
Adeboye confesses, "I only protested against Jonathan because Khan told me to." Nigerians react. When Pastor E.A. Adeboye speaks, the nation listens. But this time, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, has said something that has shaken both the church and the political class. Recently, Pastor Adeboye openly admitted that he once protested against the government of former President Goodluck Jonathan, not because of his personal conviction, but simply because the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, asked him to. "I protested under GEJ because CAN president asked me to." Pastor E.A. Adeboye. With that short sentence, Nigerians are asking, was it faith or politics that drove the church to the streets? Back in 2012, when President Goodluck Jonathan removed the fuel subsidy, Nigeria erupted in anger. Protests filled the streets, and religious leaders, both Muslim and Christian, joined in. At that time, CAN was under the leadership of Pastor Ayo Olusejafor, a strong supporter of Jonathan's government. Yet, despite that support, CAN mobilized Christian leaders to express public discontent, claiming it was for the people's welfare. Adeboye's participation back then was seen as moral leadership, but his new confession reveals it was not entirely his initiative. It was a directive from above. This revelation forces Nigerians to ask, are religious protests truly about justice, or are they just tools in the hands of powerful church leaders? Fast forward to 2023 and beyond. Nigeria faces rising inflation, insecurity, hunger and corruption. Yet, Adeboye and most major church leaders have remained noticeably quiet. Critics say this silence contrasts sharply with their activism under Jonathan, a Christian president. Supporters, however, insist that Adeboye has learned from experience and now chooses prayer over protest. But Nigerians are not convinced. They ask, why protest against one administration but stay silent under another when the suffering is worse? Online, Nigerians are divided. Some praise Adeboye for being transparent, saying it takes humility to admit such things. Others call it a confession that exposes the politicization of the church. Listen to what Nigerians are saying. So it wasn't God that led him to protest, but calm presidents. The church is no longer the voice of God. It is the voice of politicians. If Adeboye protested under Jonathan, he should have done the same under Tinubu. This conversation is now trending across social media, raising the question, is the church still the conscience of the nation? Or has it become an extension of political power? The Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) has long been seen as a spiritual body. But over the years, CAN's statements, endorsements, and alliances have often reflected political leanings. Under different administrations, CAN has switched between activism and silence, depending on who holds power. Adeboye's statement confirms what many suspected. Religious protests are sometimes coordinated, not spontaneous. This raises a deeper question. Should spiritual leaders follow organizational commands, or should they act by conviction, guided by truth and conscience? Adeboye's honesty might be uncomfortable, but it's also instructive. It reminds Nigerian church that influence comes with responsibility. When religious leaders take to the streets, millions follow, and history records every action, whether under Jonathan or Tinubu, Buhari or Obasanjo. The moral voice of the church should not depend on political affiliation. It should depend on the truth and the pain of the people. Because in times of crisis, silence from the pulpit can be louder than any sermon. So now that Pastor Adeboye has spoken, one question remains. Was he obeying CAN or following God's leading? Tell us what you think. Should pastors protest only when told by church leaders or when conscience demands? Drop your comments below and let's talk about it. This is Chinick TV, where every headline tells a deeper story.
Move.